reaction from residents.
She was killed by a drunk driver. She was a passenger, and he was killed, and she was killed. And he came out okay. He came out just fine.
The calls from local lawmakers to lower the state's blood alcohol content limit.
Plus, congratulating Connecticut's newest state troopers. Take a look here. We were there for today's graduation ceremony to meet the graduates as they prepare to serve the state.
Now at 6, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here in the news at 6. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Symphony Privet. More than a handful of families waking up in terror overnight after flames broke out inside a large multifamily complex in Hartford's South End.
Police later saying the fire was intentionally set and arrested a man on scene. Fox 61's Samaya Hernandez caught up with one mother who was preparing to celebrate her daughter's 11th birthday, but woke up to flames instead. Samaya.
Absolutely. And while that was happening, firefighters were battling flames here. Police were taking a suspect into custody in the bushes, and now we're sharing exclusive video of that moment.
They were fighting upstairs before all of this happened.
Tamara Ricketts doing her best to mask overwhelm.
I'm just flabbergasted right now by everything.
Everything inside this first-floor apartment on Wethersfield Avenue damaged by smoke and water. All of it happening on her daughter Hinata's 11th birthday.
There was still a bunch of commotion, so he opened the door, and then that's when he said, "The building is on fire. Get the kids."
Her partner opening the door around 1 a.m. to find flames inside this multifamily complex.
It was inflamed, the whole top floor. All the flames coming out the window.
Authorities say fire originated in a closet and was intentionally started by a third-floor tenant. 7 families now displaced.
It seems like it was some sort of attempt to harm himself or having a mental episode.
Neighbors say it was this man who police found hiding in bushes. What I do? Police preparing a warrant while the man was treated at the hospital for smoke inhalation.
But to know that somebody did this intentionally, not thinking about the other lives that lived in this building, it pisses me off.
But where these families will call home remains unsolved.
No good. I'm scared.
The Red Cross assisting with temporary housing for a few days. Ricketts has no idea what to do after that. Neighbors expressing concern.
God, I hope.
She lost all her clothes, and it's that little girl's birthday today. But not all was lost. 12 hours after families ran to the parking lot in terror, Ricketts found the stray kitten they rescued months ago, wheezing under her daughter's bed.
God bless. God was good.
The family still planning to celebrate her birthday Thursday.
I'm not going to let anything get us down. You know, we have God on our side, so that's all that matters.
Hartford police have not yet identified that suspect that they took into custody in the bushes. We're live in Hartford. I'm Samaya Hernandez, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
All right, Samaya, thank you. We are following developing news out of New Britain now. Multiple crews investigating a house fire. You can see the damage from the flames. The fire broke out at that home on Columbia Street earlier today. Fire officials say the fire started on the rear porches of the home. We'll keep you updated as we learn more about it.
New tonight, lawmakers are pushing for the state to lower Connecticut's blood alcohol content limit from 0.08 to 0.05.
All of this comes as Connecticut experienced the deadliest year on its roads in 2022. Fox 61's political reporter Emma Wolfhorst joining us in studio now. Emma, what are the chances this legislation will actually get passed this session?
Well, Ben, Symphony, with just about 3 weeks left in the session, it's looking pretty unlikely this proposal will actually get through. The bill did pass out of the Transportation Committee back in March, but it's now stalled in the Senate with the looming session end date of June 7th.
Never thought in a million years I would get a knock on the door that a police officer came to my house at 5 o'clock in the morning telling me that my daughter was in an accident.
LaPrette's daughter, Marianne, died in a car crash January 28th, 2010.
She was killed by a drunk driver. She was a passenger. She was killed, and he came out okay. He came out just fine.
LaPrette came to the state capitol Thursday to talk to lawmakers about their proposal to lower the state's blood alcohol content limit from 0.08 to 0.05.
When they're talking in their meetings, they're talking about numbers. So let's put a face to that particular life that was lost.
Connecticut ranks as the third deadliest state for drunk driving deaths, with about 46% of traffic fatalities in the state involving a driver with a BAC of at least 0.01. Nationally, drunk driving deaths are only 30% of traffic fatalities.
We talk about statistics, and those candles represent 32 individuals that will die today.
Currently, Utah is the only other state with a BAC limit of 0.05, but legislators say Connecticut should follow in Utah's footsteps, citing a nearly 20% drop in fatal crashes there since implementing the law.
Well, we have an uphill battle if we want to get this passed this year, but I truly believe this conversation is not going away, and I think Connecticut should lead.
Proponents are already facing that uphill battle. House leaders on both sides of the aisle saying they don't plan to take action on this measure this session.
To suggest that moving it to 0.05 is going to in some way improve Connecticut roadways, I think is sort of the issue here.
But supporters say if not this year, this will remain a priority for them next session.
We can make all the laws we want, and we are working toward that. But nevertheless, we need to make a conscious cultural and societal shift.
I also asked lawmakers today about the timing of this bill. Other roadway safety measures, like a wrong-way driving proposal, advancing through the legislature in wake of Representative Quinton Q. Williams' death earlier this year. Lawmakers told me this isn't a new issue, but they cited an increase in fatal crashes as the catalyst. Symphony, Ben.
All right, Emma, thank you. New tonight, the so-called Bear Bill is one step closer to becoming law here in Connecticut. The state Senate took up the legislation today, which passed with overwhelming support. The bill would allow people to use deadly force against a bear if it was harming a human, pet, or livestock. It would also allow for people to apply for a permit to kill bears that consistently cause damage to their crops. It now moves to the State House for their vote.
Alrighty, turning to the weather now. We had a nice spring day across the state.
Yeah, major cool down, but hopefully things are on their way back up. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us. Hi, Rach.
Hi. Yeah, the deep freeze is behind us at this point, but it was a frosty start to the day. Even if you didn't see actual frost, temperatures began near or even below freezing for some parts of the state. The Hartford area ended up tying the record coldest low temperature for the state of 31 degrees, and Bridgeport setting a new daily record low temperature of 38, the old record 41. But we are beyond that now. Temperatures are in the upper 50s to right around 60 degrees. If you liked this afternoon, you're going to like tomorrow afternoon as well. We'll see similar temperatures, maybe even a few degrees warmer, and without the frosty start to the day. Winds out of the south, anywhere between 5 to 15 miles per hour. Nothing going on out there tonight, but we are watching that rain to the southeast. We'll see overnight lows dipping back into the 40s. And tomorrow, plenty of sunshine with highs between 65 to 70. We are timing out some weekend rain coming up.
Alrighty, thank you, Rachel. New at 6, the man accused of attacking a custodian inside a Hampden school has been extradited back to Connecticut after being taken into custody in New York City. Jordan Richards, take a look here. Facing charges for allegedly entering the Wintergreen School back in January. When he was confronted by a custodian, he allegedly attacked him and stole his wallet and keys before making off with his car. Now, police say Richards also committed a second burglary at the school back in February.
We have an update tonight. Hartford police saying the man shot in a Sunday shooting has now died. Police say Jose Angel Morales was shot in the area of Werribee Avenue around 11 p.m. Sunday night. EMS took him to the hospital where he remained in critical condition until late last night when he died. Police are still investigating and are asking anyone with information to come forward.
Over in Manchester now, a man has been seriously injured in a scooter crash. Police say this happened on the Middle Turnpike East at Princeton Street. At around 6 o'clock this morning, checking out the scene here, you can see some debris from that scooter. Emergency medical services took the scooter driver, a 71-year-old man, to the hospital where he is being treated for a serious leg injury. There's still no word tonight on his condition.
Another arrest has been made in an attempted robbery, all caught on camera. It happened in East Haven last month when a man dressed like a delivery driver tried to enter a home. The man identified as Xavier Otero was arrested, as well as the getaway driver, John Carrasquillo Torres. Upon further investigation, police discovered they were planning several other robberies with the help of a third suspect, Juan Rodriguez Rivera. Rodriguez Rivera was arraigned this morning and is now being held on $750,000 bond.
Another moose has been hit and killed, this time over in Heartland. Police say this happened around 8 o'clock last night on South Road, but a bit of good news here. No other injuries were reported. Well, in the meantime, the Department of Energy and Protection is again urging drivers to slow down out there and keep an eye out for moose, as this is the second moose hit and killed in just 2 days. On Wednesday morning, a moose was hit and killed on Route 15 near exit 63.
After nearly 2 decades, the Eastern Connecticut State University president is retiring. Elsa Nunez started her role back in 2006 and was the first Latina to serve as the university president in New England. Governor Ned Lamont released a statement this morning thanking President Nunez for her 18 years of service and wished her the best in her next chapter.